Hey everyone, and welcome to the Millennial Motivation Podcast with me, James Hackney. Let's get inspired and let's get motivated. Good morning, guys, or good evening, whatever time it is, and wherever you are in the world listening to this podcast. Welcome to the Millennial Motivation Podcast. Today, I want to talk around, once again, the routines, but why you may be hesitant to change your routine and why people are scared of change. Now, we all do want to change and progress forward in a positive manner, but most of the time we are scared of the change, and this must be maybe something that you are fearful of doing. Because people see change as the unknown. It's what if this happens? This could go wrong. All negative thoughts, because it's different from what you're doing at the moment in time, because more than likely you are comfortable where you are now because you've been doing it for such a long time. Now, change can to most people seem scary as it is the unknown, but I know if you listen to this podcast, you are looking to change positively and develop yourself forward. So you've taken the first step. Now, this episode came off the back of having a conversation with somebody the other day at work about school reunions. Now, I've just been invited over Facebook to my first ever school reunion, a 10-year anniversary, and wow, I feel old. A 10-year reunion. Now, I know there might be people listening to this podcast who left school 15, 20 years ago, but it feels like last year that I left school. I don't know if it feels like that for you, but wow, 10 years. I was taken back. I was on a bus in Vietnam when I got the invitation at like 3 a.m, and it just shocked me. I was like, oh wow, I actually went to school once in my life. But talking back to what this guy said, is I actually wrote it down as he was talking to this other person as well who was involved in the conversation. And this is what he said. Life is written. Everyone does the same thing. Nothing interesting really. School, you go to school, get a normal job, nothing special. Get a house, have a baby, then just do that for a bit and then that's it. Everyone's life is pretty much the same. And I was taken back. I was like, how sad does that sound? And my first thought was, you've basically just given up on the next 50 years. You are already settling and cutting your dreams off because you have just given me a blueprint of what your life's going to look like. And that, to me, sounds like a stereotypical routine. You're not doing anything adventurous. You're not willing to push yourself. You've already settled. Now, how do you think the majority of millennials will spend their adult life? Exactly like that. Because they have chosen that mindset. It's all a choice. And they are currently choosing that mindset. Just like you right now are choosing your lifestyle, no matter where you are and what you're doing in the world right now. That's a choice of yours. No one else's. That's your choice. And I'm pretty sure I can describe a basic blueprint of the majority of millennials' future. All because of their daily habits and their routines are the same. So they'll be working long hours, Monday to Friday, in a job that they are not passionate about, just getting by while they fund someone else's dreams and earn somebody else's money. They will do nothing at the weekend because they're tired from the week at work. They'll watch the same 4 to 5 hours of TV each night. 2 weeks holiday a year because they need to be refreshed for work again, and that's all that work will give them off. They'll save and scrape for birthdays, Christmas, holidays, complaining that they'll never have any money. They will work until retirement, if it ever comes, of how the retirement age is getting pushed further and further away from us, and complaining about money, work, no purpose, no passion. Nothing new happens. The same shit, different week. Boredom of the same routine. Going and work on a Monday and looking forward to Friday already, wishing 5 days of their life away. Now, that's a standard blueprint for most people's lives. You know you don't need that life. You weren't born to do that, and it's your choice where you are now. But the great thing is you can choose to change that. Nobody else, just like you've chosen to be where you are now, you can choose to change. And you can choose where you want to go and what you want to do with your life. If you want to get out, you have to sacrifice the habits that are keeping you where you are now. Now, I knew that I had to change my mindset and routine by changing my environment. That was a big thing. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And Around 5 months before I went travelling, just as I sold the house, I decided to reduce the amount of times I would see my friends in my social circle because of the very reason I have just explained, their mindset and their routine of life. My goals and ambitions needed to be around people who were ambitious, who were go-getters, who wanted more from life, who were aspirational and had the mindset that I desired. If I was to continue where I was now, with the same group of friends, I would end up with their same mindset because, as I just mentioned, you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And that's a big sacrifice for me. Now, when I got back from travelling, I went to a birthday party who was one of my friends that I decided to reduce and cut off. I went to his stepdad's birthday party, his 50th, and I bumped into some of the mates, including him, that I had distanced myself from. And as soon as I met them, I hadn't seen these people in 7-8 months. And one huge thing I noticed is in the first 10 seconds of talking to them, nothing had changed. They were having the same conversations they were having a year ago because they were in the same routine, they were doing the same things, the same lifestyle, same habits. And when I had grown and developed so much personally, mentally, and spiritually, and I travelled the world and experienced some astronomical things, they hadn't done anything at all. Now, I'm not having a go at them. If they want to do that, if they want to live their life like that, that's fine. But I felt that I had advanced so much personally, and I was grateful for separating myself from that life and sacrificing that mentality. And you know what? As soon as I had spent more time in their company, the longer that I was there, I knew that sacrifice was one of the best decisions I had ever made in my life. And I knew that I hadn't missed anything at all. I hadn't missed that lifestyle, and I was so grateful for where I was now. But what's the most scariest and most daunting thing of all is the lack of change in their life over the past year, 2 years. They will be doing the same thing, following the same standard blueprint until they are 6 foot underground and too late to even regret not living their life with purpose and fulfillment. And why will they never change? Because they are comfortable just doing the same thing in the same routine with the daily habits week in, week out. It's like their comfort blanket. They are scared to go out of their comfort zone. And we know that you only really feel alive and live your life when you're out of your comfort zone. And they think this is the only way to live. And do you see what you have to do? You have to make sacrifices in the areas of your life that are having a negative impact or just keeping you where you are. Now, I sacrificed nights out, spending my weekends hungover, having the extra 1 to 2 hours in bed, sitting at home watching 5 hours of pointless, mindless and numbing TV all night, friendships and social media usage. And what I did is I swapped them for reading, for exercise, meaningful friendships, a healthier diet, meditation, focusing on my dream and waking up earlier. And this has made me feel more intelligent, more alive, happier, excited for the day, grateful and appreciative. But also I'm doing new things with my weekends, hence as well the podcast. And one question I want to put to you is, what will you sacrifice to achieve your dream? And when you are looking through your life and analysing your daily routines and your habits, what you can sacrifice, you will realise that it will all be having a negative impact upon you and holding you back in your mindset. It will be keeping you where you are, and then you will start to realise, well, what can I implement? What habit can I do to move me forward? And it's down to you. You have the potential inside of you. It's if you choose to let that potential out. And you know you can do this, as I am sure at times you have felt the excitement of life when you have done something new, positive, and gone out of your comfort zone. It just after sinks away back inside of you as you fall back into your old habits and your comfort zone. Now I want to draw that out of you and use it to empower you forward and to tackle what's ahead of you and to tackle your dreams. And After my auntie and nan had passed away, I was really in that depression of having no confidence or self-belief, not looking forward to life. And I was very close to just settling for the stereotypical blueprint of a life with no desire and not appreciating every day. And I would still be there if I hadn't made them little sacrifices. And when I talk about them sacrifices is, instead of watching TV before I went to bed, I would start reading just for 20 minutes. And I would listen to not inspiring podcasts on my journey to work instead of the same songs that are auto-tuned. I would start listening to podcasts to develop my mentality. I would exercise. And all these small things as well would build up and add up to enable you to learn. And I would be taking small steps forward up the ladder to success. And when you look back down them ladders, you will see how far you have come by just taking one step up them ladders, one at a time. And in fact, you won't even want to look back of how far you come and how you feel, because that is the bar that you have set for yourself, and you know you can achieve that. And you will have to make sacrifices. And if that means cutting friends out who will hold you back, cutting out the excuses, and if it means sacrificing nights out or the extra 1 hour in bed, then so be it. You have to do it. And you will not look back. I promise you guys, you will not look back. And embrace the unknown. Enjoy the journey. Embrace the uncertainty of change and the excitement of actually knowing that you are developing and learning about yourself. It's incredible when you feel yourself breaking through the bubble, the energy, the excitement you will get from the little steps of doing something new each day. You will feel it flowing through your body, through your veins. You feel revitalized, and celebrating the small wins and achievements will all add up to the big wins and for you succeeding in whatever that is you want to succeed in. So what are you willing to sacrifice? What currently in your life do you feel is holding you back and not allowing you to move forward from your dream? What is holding your mindset back from providing the momentum to achieve your deepest desire and build a happier and more fulfilling and passionate life? Have a think about that. And if you want to share that with me, please drop onto Instagram at Motivational Podcast. Drop me an email at motivationalpodcast@hotmail.com. So guys, have an amazing day. It's a Saturday here today, so I've got the weekend. I'm going to do it on a big run, and I'm going to watch the football and enjoy my day and keep creating content to help you guys out. See you in the next episode. Thank you for listening to the Millennial Motivation Podcast. I hope you enjoyed today's show. If you could head over to iTunes and subscribe to the show, as well as leave us a rating, that would be amazing. And if you have any questions, head over to Instagram at Millennial Motivation Podcast and drop me a DM.